So what's good, YouTube? We are back here for another video, and today we're going to be doing the impossible challenge. Now, this is the second take of me doing this because the first take was such an L that you guys are probably never going to see that video. But before we start off, shouts out to CSB, shouts out to anybody who has done this challenge before, but you guys already know how this works, or maybe you don't. So pretty much, we are doing the impossible challenge, or the hardest rebuilding challenge possibly ever, because this thing is so dang hard. So first off, we're gonna be turning off rule changes, leaving on teammate chemistry, and we're also gonna be turning up the salary cap to the fullest, and we're turning down the inflation rate, and we're gonna mess with this just a little bit. And the biggest thing, restrictions, they're gonna be turned on. We're also gonna make sure that injuries are gonna be turned on. And lastly, as you guys know, if you guys are playing 2K, this means nothing. The simulation difficulty legitimately means everything, and the same thing with trade negotiation, contract negotiation. We're making every single thing as difficult as possible, and the goal of this challenge, guys, it's not even to win a championship. Can this team even make the playoffs? Like I said, I have tried this challenge before. It went epically wrong. So we're just gonna try this thing out again and see if we can possibly make the playoffs. But if you guys enjoy this video, drop a like on it, go ahead and subscribe, and watch my misery begin. Let's choose a random team though. Let's stop in 3, in 2, in 1. We got the Raptors. I mean, they did win a championship last season, but for the most of their franchise history, yeah, bro, I don't know about that. So which draft pick do we actually get? Okay, we're way down here. Starting off this challenge off rough, I see. There are no young players that are even good here. But hey, let's let 2K sim and draft our entire team, and then we can actually see what we're gonna be working with. So we have 3 years. 3 years. We gotta find a way to actually make the playoffs, because I can already tell you this right now. With the injuries being that high, from me doing this challenge before, this lets me, okay, we got Trae Young, but this lets me know that the injuries really only affects us. Even though everyone is at 100, these injuries are not treated the exact same. So it looks like we got Trae Young, CJ McCollum. Side note, congrats to CJ. I noticed that he actually got married yesterday, so yo, congrats to him. Justice Winslow. But after that, I mean, Mitch Robinson's actually really cool. We got a few guys here that I could possibly trade, but hey man, we're just gonna see how this thing works out. I'm gonna start making trades immediately. I mean, luckily we have Trae Young, who's on his rookie deal. Same thing with Mitch Robinson. But I'm gonna be trading a few of these dudes and just seeing if I can get better players. Let's see if we can make that happen real quick. Is this the trade that we do? I'm gonna do this trade because that gives us some more depth. And what I'm also gonna be doing is this. Gallinari, you're gonna be playing small forward here. You go up to an 85 overall. I think the best way for us to go at this challenge is just get as much depth as possible. I think if we get depth, this makes this so much easier. But the trade restrictions being on is gonna make this challenge even harder, because you honestly can't even really flip players. This man's an 85 at power forward. We gotta use that. For right now, the only player that is really safe is Trae Young, but everyone else is legitimately fair game. I'm gonna see what all of these dudes are worth. All right, we're gonna be trading away Jalen Newell for a first-round pick, and yeah, I desperately needed that first-round pick. But if I can get draft picks for any of these guys, I'm just gonna do it, because none of them are gonna even play. They're not gonna play at all. Now, Taco Fall, is he locked up for the next few years? He's not. See, that don't really help me. Bruh. I will take James though. I gotta trade some of these dudes off of the team, but no one wants them. Jeff Teague, that might actually work for us. Morris, nah. I'm gonna do this trade, and I'm gonna get cancer. And I know that sounds insane, but that really helps our depth. So if I can just trade Jordan, McRae, and Valentine and find a legitimate center, I think that will actually be good. I cannot even trade these draft picks. Oh my gosh, this trade is gonna be so difficult. And for our last trade of desperation, I think those are the only moves that we can make. Now somehow it says that we are a contending team. I guess we will be the judge of this. No, I don't like what they're trying to sell. PJ Tucker, he can play some power forward for us. And I'm gonna just do this, okay? This makes it a whole lot easier for us. The bench actually has a few good guys on it, not gonna lie. Some of these guys can actually hoop now. Our starters will not finish out this season. I can almost promise that. There's just no scenario where that happens, but game number 1, we got the Pelicans. And I mean, we're obviously a really good team. We dropped these boys off with Trae Young 35 and CJ with 30. But will this team last the entire season? Well, the injuries have already started, so yeah. I look forward to seeing all of this. And see, guys, do you guys now realize why the goal of this is to just make the playoffs? We are 5-22 when it legitimately just said that we are contending. It's maybe because every player on our team is getting injured and we are just cycling through players. And at the end of this first season, we win 19 games. But we do get Trae Young on All-NBA first team, which makes me question how many games this man played. I mean, he dropped 51 this season, but you know, 31 points, that's not, look, Trae Young must have been there. He played 80 games. So Trae Young is the only person who probably made it through this entire season. And outside of him, yeah, we got nobody else. But Mitch Robinson, hold on. Mitch ain't really do anything for us scoring wise, but he managed to play 73 games. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, as you guys can see, we obviously ain't making the playoffs. We're actually one of the worst teams. We are the worst team in the league, and the Hornets have our draft pick, so that's just awesome. And as far as our stats go, this is what they are. If you guys want to pause and, you know, peep this, go ahead and do that. We still got a few guys that are injured right now, but who made it through this entire season? So Trae Young played 80 games. CJ played 69. Gallo played 54. I mean, most of our guys kind of made it through this season, but we're really down bad right now. I'm not gonna lie. We got a lot of things to work on. And you guys, Russ winning a championship is something that I never thought that I would really see happening. I guess the biggest thing for us is to just make sure that we got a good bench. Because if we have a good bench, then everything else will pretty much work out. Now, if our bench is garbage, that just means that worse players are playing for us, which is just going to make things even worse. So do we even have cap room? All right, we got to sign back Gallinari, which is going to make things a little bit more difficult for us. But luckily, he's not even all that expensive, so I can really just hold off on doing that. I kind of want to go after AD because he only has 3 offers. Look, AD, pull up here and help us out. All right. AD is a possibility. Somebody like Hassan Whiteside would be a great backup option to actually have. So if he wants to pull up here, I'm cool with that. We made it through 3 days, so we get AD here. So now I'm gonna sign Gallo, sign him to a little long-term deal. All right, and right now we don't have a backup point guard at all, but we have backups at legitimately every single position. So I think we'll be able to figure out. And yeah, we just gotta hope that nobody regresses because CJ is already fallen off of a cliff. And now I gotta find a way to trade him as well. All right, and season number 2, they still got us as a contending team, but it's Trae Young, CJ, Gallo, AD, and they're starting Hassan. Look, I don't know what they want to do. This bench is very interesting to me. I want to see how this thing works. I hope that the injury bug, well, we already know that it's definitely gonna hit us again, but hey, at least we're off on a decent start right now, and we're doing a lot better than I thought. Okay, now the L's are rolling in. Hold on. All right, guys, can we get a positive record? A positive record. I think that we are already doing better than we were doing last season. Hold on. Let's actually stop simulating and let's relax. Is everyone signed on? All right, well that's not good for us. Can we make any trades right now? Like some of the guys that we picked up, like Otto Porter. What's the market for you? We give up that draft pick. That's not even the worst deal possible for us. I will take that deal because I'm going to be playing Serge at backup power forward for us, and he signed on for a few more years, so that's actually kind of a dub. And other than that, what other moves can we make? We cannot trade Looney now. Mitchell Robinson is out, but we do got Hassan Whiteside and Looney, so that makes up for that. And who else can we move? You're injured. You're injured. Awesome. Everyone on this team, for the most part, is injured. I'm going to take this deal. And, yeah, let's just get back to simming since, you know, everyone on our team is currently hurt. There's a decent chance that this is the year that we could actually make the playoffs because we have a 500 record. Just get some wins, guys. Get some wins. And this year, we get 37 wins, which I think is like the highest that we're probably going to get in this entire video. I don't care about any of these awards at all, but Jared Culver is turning up. His man is most improved player. Do we get anybody? Anybody on any of these teams? We get Trae Young again, and we get AD. He's currently out with a foot sprain, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how many games those guys played, and we missed the playoffs again. By how many games? By how many games? Dog, by 2 games? We have one more season, but I think that's the closest that like we're gonna get. I mean, Trae Young put up 30. Everyone on this team was pretty much cooking, and let's see how many games these guys actually played. So Trae Young played 64. AD, this is kind of crazy because the injuries are turned all the way up, and AD makes it through the season basically unscathed. You would think that he would have been the first one to actually go out. CJ played 69 games. Serge played 80 games. Most of these guys were way more healthy than I actually thought. Or maybe they just played through the injuries, which is probably more than likely what happened. But let's see who wins a ring in season number 2. And this year, it's going to be the Thunder with LaMelo Ball. I think we could have drafted him, so that kind of hurts. But we're just going to keep this thing running. We got one last season to figure it out. At least we have our draft pick this year. But I'm going to trade it because we don't really need it. I want to see what this draft pick is possibly worth. We cannot even trade this draft pick. That's just great. And yeah, no one wants anybody on our team, and I can't blame them because our team is really bad. Like, it's like really, really bad. All right, so with the 10th overall pick, I'm gonna just go ahead and take, honestly, it does not matter. I'm gonna take Terrence Clark. And we're going to sim straight to the end of this because these guys are not even going to be playing. But he's a 76, so maybe he actually might get some minutes here. Who knows? Trae Young and Davis are both restricted. And yeah, we got to bring back Trae. Like, we're not even going to really play around. Some other guys to bring in for us. I think we just got to stack up on the depth. We got to focus on getting a bunch of depth here because that's what really matters. All right, well, we've ran into our first problem. We cannot pay anybody. Okay, this is just great. This is just great. All right, so some of these guys got to go. I mean, who's it gonna be? First off, Malik Monk, you got to go as well. I'll take anybody on like a cheap contract. So we're gonna be making this deal, picking up Cameron Johnson. I think that he'd actually help us out just a little bit. And we also need to move some of these other guys because they are on massive contracts, and we cannot even afford to pay them. And Lou Dort, it might just be you, bro. Like, to be honest, like, you might be our best choice. And do you know how much that hurts me to say that? That Lou Dort is probably our best choice here because we have no money. He actually got a jumper, kind of. But it's the only choice for us to really make. All right, well, we're going to obviously match Trae Young. That's not even a question. So Terrence Davis is coming back to the squad. And yeah, that's all she wrote. This lineup is kind of mid. It's kind of mid. We got to find some centers. We got to find some like centers for this team because right now we're going out super bad. Like, we have no options at all because Mitchell Robinson is leaving us. Yo, we are so broke that we can't even offer this man the minimum. This is nuts. Like, we can't do anything else. And this is going to be our lineup for the final season. It's Trae Young, Terrence Davis, Danilo Gallinari. Okay, this team is cheeks, but our bench is actually like kind of decent. Like, I'm not going to lie. This bench is kind of fire. The bench is kind of fire. Let's hold off on playing the bench, though. I need my starters in for us to even have a shot here. It says that we're buying. Our power rankings got us at number. We got to see. Because, oh my gosh, with no injuries, we're such a good team. But the injuries is what's holding us back. And I think we're about to fail this challenge again. And at the end of this season, 24 wins. You guys already know that we ain't make no playoffs. Like, you guys already know. It don't even matter, man. This challenge is legitimately impossible. No, I did peep that AD was the POI, but yo, this is the squad, man. Trae Young did his thing. The injury bugs, it killed us. And even though they played games, I'm sure that they just played through a bunch of injuries, but without it, I think that last season was our year. That second year was definitely our year, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this challenge. Like I said, the lost tapes. If you guys want to see the video that I did not put out, comment down below in the comment section below. Hashtag release the files. Let me know in the comment section below. Yo, thanks for pulling up to this video, and I guess we can see who actually wins this challenge. A lot more challenges on this channel. Mitchell Robinson screwed us and left us and won a championship on the Timberwolves. But I guess this is why it's called the impossible challenge in the first place. This thing is legitimately impossible. Let me know if you guys have any better luck with it than me in the comment section below. I'll probably be live streaming later on today, so stay tuned for that. And other than that, guys, thanks for checking out this video. Drop a like on it, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. I'm out. Peace, y'all.